Alright folks, today I wanted to do a kind of an impromptu video talking about Akane-banashi, the latest new series in Weekly Shonen Jump that has been taking the world by storm. We're getting crazy compliments from other mangaka and people within the industry saying, read Akane-banashi, the volumes are selling out in Japan, and overall it has been a crazy success for you. It's ranking incredibly high with the likes of My Hero Academia and Sakamoto Days, Jujutsu Kaisen, One Piece in the magazine, in the reader surveys, and I thought it was about time we just talk about this because I think we're 25 chapters in now, so a quarter of 100. Started earlier this year, and it's insane to me that within that 25 chapter stretch, I think Akane-banashi has like pretty well cemented itself as a series in Jump. Normally with Shonen Jump series, I do a manga panel podcast now. Go check it out. Being reading, like Aliens Area and Ruby Dragon and Super Smartphone and all these other things, I can see these things getting canceled. I can see where there might be issues with it, where it might not really succeed. Not saying any of those in particular will. I'm just, giving an example. Like, following new series, you're never too sure. For, like, I would say the first 50 to 100 chapters, anything could happen. With Akane-banashi, I don't see that at all. I really just see a series that is only destined for more success in anime in the future, all that kind of stuff. And it certainly could be a short series by design. The creator, the mangaka, might just decide to end it pretty early. That could easily happen. Shonen Jump is known recently to be kind of pumping out these short series just to, gain popularity and then just move on to the next one, right? So that could happen with Akane, but I don't think that'd be by any other design than the author's choice. So Akane-banashi is a series about a girl named Akane. She's a high schooler who is a Rakugo artist. So you probably don't know what Rakugo is. I didn't know what Rakugo is. It's essentially this art of storytelling where the main actor, there's only one actor, acts out every part and it tells like these stories, right? So a very interesting art. That's another great thing about the series for me, is that I've just been learning about something I had no idea even existed. I had never heard of Rakugo. I'd never heard of this kind of form of storytelling in Japan. So it's been enlightening in that regard. But that is the core plot. She is a Rakugo artist who wants to kind of, not avenge, but just kind of, I guess avenge would be the right word. Avenge her father, who was pretty much stamped out of the Rakugo world. He was shunned away because this guy didn't like him, essentially. So Akane is trying to avenge him, essentially, and not that he's dead or anything, but she's trying to just kind of succeed in ways that he couldn't, right? And she's doing a damn good job of it. Akane-banashi has such interesting characters and just moments that really carry the series. You think, not knowing much about Rakugo, you think like, okay, how much can they really do with this? How much can they really stretch out of a simple concept? How many new techniques can she learn in her acting and her delivery and her performance? And granted, only 25 chapters in, it is a short amount of time. They could run out of things. They could start stretching thin. But in those 25 chapters, it never slows down. It's always just constantly new ideas left and right, guys, which I was not expecting. I felt like there was going to be more of a cap to what you can do with this kind of setup for a manga plot, right? My favorite manga of all time is Bakuman, bar none, except maybe Naruto. But Naruto's that's like a different thing, right? That's like a childhood kind of thing. I just like Naruto a lot. Bakuman, I think, is probably the best manga I've ever read, and Akane is very similar to it. I would put it nowhere near that scale just yet, just because obviously Bakuman's a finished series that's been out for 10 plus years now. Akane gives me vibes of that. It's not your regular Shonen Jump manga, but it is a very shonen manga about a protagonist trying to strive and succeed and achieve her goals. It is very shonen in the same way that Bakuman is, very slice of life in that same way. No fantasy elements, but just pure slice of life goodness. And I think Bakuman's probably the most apt thing I can compare it to. I know Shoha Shoten is also similar, with the same artist behind Bakuman working on that. About a comedy duo. So I need to read that, because I think that'll probably be something I really enjoy. Although, not to go aside here, I almost don't want to read it, because for me, Obata's art, of course, the artist of Death Note and Bakuman and Platinum End, it feels weird seeing it not combined with Oba's writing, and I know Oba's not the author of Shoha Shoten, so I'm just a little bit hesitant, I'm a little reserved on Shoha Shoten. But back to Akane, just the setup and the characters and the writing, it all just feels so down to earth. And it continues to impress me with the characters and just how they keep thinking up new ideas or new ways for Akane to surpass her peers, or even just the side characters. There's like a guy that does comedy who becomes a Rakugo artist, or this lady who's a voice actress, or kind of like an idol type who becomes a Rakugo artist. And just seeing their different flavors kind of put into a Rakugo performance, and seeing the judges kind of just, I don't know, just analyze what they're doing. It's very interesting. The most recent chapter, I guess, spoiler alert, Akane is performing this story called Jugum Jugum, and it's basically just this, it's a story everyone knows in the Rakugo world, right? But her sensei, her master, told her she has to do this to prove that she can do this in this competition. And that's a very hard thing to do because it is a story everybody knows. It's hard to win over the audience with this, and she went last. So she went after the voice actress, who is beautiful and has a great delivery and already knows what she's doing. She went after the comedian, who's going to be great at delivery. And she's still doing better than them. She's still getting more reactions out of them because her acting is that good. The way they explain it is she's so good at acting that it's like she's not even there, right? She's so good that the people don't even see her on the stage. They just see the story. That's how good she is. And it's just stuff like that make Akane-banashi so damn interesting. And that's why it's ranking at the top of the damn magazine. It is getting lead color pages and cover of Weekly Shonen Jump next issue after this double issue break that we're in right now. And that's incredibly impressive. I would love to know if anybody's watching this, then they're more kind of well-versed in Jump in its history, because I just started reading weekly chapters earlier this year. If anyone knows, what is the shortest time from a series starting, when a series starts, it always gets the cover, right, in color pages. What is the shortest time between a series starting to getting the cover of the magazine again? I would assume maybe Black Clover or Jujutsu Kaisen would be in there. Maybe Sakamoto. I don't even think Sakamoto is moving this fast. Akane-banashi has already taken over. In the first issue of the manga that was published in Japan, I think 3 months ago, right? They had a comment from Oda saying Oda recommends it, of course, the author of One Piece, which is crazy, right? But what's crazier is in volume 2 of the manga, Hideki Ono, the creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion, said, read Akane-banashi. And complimented the work. That's insane. Hideki Anno is not even a freaking mangaka, bro. Why is he talking about Akane-banashi? It just seems like everything's going right for the series right now, and I'll be very curious to see where it is in a year from now. Once again, like I was kind of talking about or alluding to, it is a series I could see just naturally wrapping up within 100 chapters, right? It is a story that could end at any point, really, and still feel natural. It doesn't need to be this long, 300 chapter series. That's fine. It'll probably be a 10, 15 volume series, and that's perfect. So I'll be very curious to see if they can manage to keep it interesting for that long. But a quarter of 100 chapters in, and they are still throwing fresh ideas, and that's more than I can say for the other newer series in Shonen Jump right now. Like I mentioned, I'm on my manga panel podcast. I'm reading Earthchild, I'm reading Drone, and I'm just like, man, this is a drag. This is a drag, and those have roughly the same amount of chapters. So Akane-banashi is certainly the newest star of Jump after Sakamoto days, which was 2 years ago almost at this point. So it's just nice to see something doing really well, because it feels like, since Sakamoto, we haven't had really anything. And before Sakamoto, what was it? Undead Unluck and Mashal? That feels like it's so long ago at this point, which I guess it really isn't. That's 2 years or 2.5 years, but I digress. I rambled long enough. Let me know if you guys are reading Akane-banashi in the comments down below. What do you think of the series? What are your hopes for the future of it? I am very optimistic to see where the story goes. Also, I didn't even talk about it. It's a manga. The damn art is beautiful, and they keep giving it color pages, and Akane is adorable, and the manga is really nice to look at. I should say that. But I digress. So let me know what you guys think of Akane-banashi down in the comments below. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. Maybe I'll try to get back to that. I thought it'd be fun to just record this little video here. I am caught up on a lot of stuff in Jump that I wasn't last time I uploaded, so maybe I'll do some more videos on Mashal, and right now I'm reading Roboco, sadly, unfortunately, for the podcast. So maybe I'll do some other videos on some of the other current manga in Jump. Aliens Area, I did a video on back when it started. So let me know what you think of Akane, like I said. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. Subscribe to my main channel for video game content, BoTalksMedia. Check out the Manga Panel podcast for discussions every week on every chapter in Jump. I just don't talk about the stuff I'm not caught up on, of course, but the other people do. And until next time, folks, peace.